Hey everyone, Tyler here at The Movie Beat, back with another little video for you guys. For those that really enjoyed the Netflix film The Call and all of the different time workings of the story, I do have a couple film recommendations, hopefully a pretty diverse little short list of further viewing that you guys can check out. That might be up your alley if you want to get more of that time paradoxical type of curiosity, thirst quenched, if you know what I'm saying. So this one, I picked these films. They all have the similar theme of time playing a very big part of their unique narratives. So they're all pretty different in genre, so they're not going to be like straight up thrillers like The Call was, but they could be something worth checking out, especially if you're trying to, keep into Korean film, which all of these are Korean. So let's get this list kicked off, and the first one I'm going to recommend you guys check it out is called Ditto. It's from 2000. It's a sci-fi romance film about two university students who enjoy playing with ham radios. And they begin communicating with each other one night by chance, really, over the airwaves. And they start bonding over this shared hobby of theirs. After their plan to meet in person goes bust with what looks like to be a no-show from both parties, they later discover the reason to be the most unlikely of explanations, that they are actually communicating through the radio 21 years apart between 1979 and 2000. So they begin to share thoughts on love and life with each other, and they start talking through the daily struggles and surprises they encounter in their similar yet very different realities. This film is pretty melodramatic, but it's actually a great watch, and it's really the breakout role film for actors Yoo Tae, Ha Ji-won, and Kim Han-il. So if you like those actors, definitely check this one out, one of their early films, and it kind of started this whole time communication, relationship building type of story for me when I was getting into Korean films and just films in general. It's one of the earlier ones that does this sort of narrative trick. The next one I want to recommend is a mystery thriller film called House of the Disappeared. It's from 2017, and this one is about a woman who, after 25 years of being incarcerated for the murder of her husband, returns to her large family home under house arrest. There, she's visited by a local priest who believes there is much more to the story of what actually happened in the house that fateful night. While the woman insists there had been someone else in the house on that day 25 years ago, when both her husband and son disappeared with their bodies never to be found, she suddenly gets the feeling that the presence she felt all those years ago still remains, and she begins to start solving the mystery behind the secrets of the house and to uncover the frightening truth of what really happened to her family. So this one stars the great Kim Yoon-jin from the American TV drama series Lost, as well as my first Korean movie Shiri and the Korean film 7 Days. So this one was actually very surprising to me, and I was right along. It's got that unique time aspect to its story. I don't want to give anything away, but it was a really good watch, so definitely check this one out. Moving on, the next one I want to recommend is called Mare. It's from 2000 as well. So this one came out with Ditto at the same year, and it did not do so well theatrically. But I think this one has got a pretty good following. Since then, it was the basis for that American remake, The Lake House. So this one is a melodrama, and it's about a man and a woman living in the same lakeside house who begin communicating through letters they send each other through a magical mailbox out front. Realizing there are 2 years separating the realities, they begin to try and do each other favors by making use of the mailbox to deliver items back and forth that are either no longer available or not yet available to them in their own realities. Yet they both remain careful to not affect their realities in any kind of harmful way. They begin to try and date one another by sending solo date instructions that make for pretty romantic outings and evenings for each other. But when past love mistakes become possible to be fixed, requests to change the past and future come with the power to both mend and break hearts. So this one stars the great Jun Ji-hyun and Lee Jung-jae. It's one of my personal favorite romantic drama films. So it is kind of a far genre from The Call, but it nails the time aspect of the story, and I can't stop watching this one. I'm putting together a full review for this one moving forward, so it will be kind of nice if you guys can watch this one before the review, and you might enjoy it a little bit more, or not. You can wait. The last one I'm going to recommend on this list is called Time Renegades, and it's a romantic thriller film from, believe it or not, the director of My Sassy Girl. And in this one, on New Year's Day in 1983, an elementary school teacher who's happily engaged to be married to his beautiful fiancée is stabbed with a knife and loses consciousness. While on the same New Year's Day, but in 2015, a homicide detective is shot in the streets while chasing down a criminal. While they're fighting for their lives, these two men make a special connection through time. From that day on, the two men begin to see each other's lives through their dreams. And through their connection, the detective not only begins to use the information he learns to solve cold cases, but he starts to actually develop an affection for the other man's fiancée that he's been seeing this whole time. On top of that, he ends up meeting a woman from his own timeline who looks exactly like her. When he realizes that the man's fiancée is actually one of the cold cases he's supposed to solve, and through this dream connection, both men learn of the woman's fate. So they begin to do anything possible to prevent it from happening. So together, through time, the two men struggle to prevent the death of their loved ones, as their cooperation begins to affect both the pasts and the future. So this one stars the talented Im Soo-jung, Lee Jin-wook, and Jo Jung-suk, and it is pretty interesting as a thriller romance film. So it's very unique in that sense of how it combines its genres, but I think all of these films would be worth checking out for those that want to get a little bit more. If you're tired of rewatching The Call, which I'm getting I'm putting it on hold for now, so it can go back and satisfy some of that interesting story narrative device with these films. Let me know what you guys think of them in the comments below. Again, they're a very different genre, but I think it'll hold you over at least until we get the next great new Korean film, whenever that may be, hopefully soon. So thanks again for watching, everybody. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and I hope to see you soon in a next upcoming video. Until then, keep watching movies.